Hey everyone, in this video I will explain my architecture thesis 2023. Basically this video is for reference purpose for your thesis, and let's start with my thesis, where my thesis topic is a innovation park at Indore, India. Just starting the presentation in the following presentation, starting divided in four parts. The first is the study with the intro, second is site and concept, third is the plan and section drawings, and the fourth is inside and outside spaces. Basically India is achieving in each and every sector, but lacking in the businesses and technology. That's why Indian government trying to provide the business this type of facility to growth in this field. That's why the Indian government trying to provide the this type of facility like a convention center and startup building in the two tier city like Ranchi, Indore and Nagpur, like that. And the result of this project, the increase the number of startups and businesses, and it's helped to the growth in the MICE industry and tourism in India. And it's basically connected the local businesses to the international businesses. Okay, the starting with the study where the I'm done the study of the where India is achieving each and every sector, like in GDP, the fifth in GDP, second in the population, fourth in space and riches, and second in the third in the agriculture, and the fifth in economy, but 63rd and 21st in the business and technology respectively. Where is the problem? Basically this is the data of the MICE industry and tourism, where the India is between the 24 to 27 in the previous 2020 2013 to 2017, where the India is not growing and the not constant. It will be the ranking will be decreasing year by year. The need of the this centers, like where half of population are aged between the 25 to 35, and the uh, and the population increasing year by year, but the jobs are constant, they are not increasing. That's why there are no jobs for the normal people and engineers. That's why the Indian government trying to provide the startups to the new upcoming generation. And the solution to provide this type of facility and centers in the two tier and three tier city as well. Now, the aim of this project is providing the innovation park, which is preserving the area's regional architecture, and by the providing the international level facilities and amenities. These are the objective which I am following my design objective and scopes. And in the limitation where some part of the project I'm omitted, where the as a thesis as a architecture student, it's a vast topic for to the cover. Now talking about the case study, this is the weekly offline case study, which is a Sandipani Convention Center, which is designed by I'm Kadri, where the aim is the understanding the thematic space and functionality, and in the vertical circulation. Okay, these are some sketches which I am drawn on the site, and this is the second case study of online case study, which is a Hall of Nation, Pragati Maidan, which is demolished in 2017, but designed by the architect Raj Rewal. Again, this is the aim of the case study is understanding volume and the scale of the halls and the facade treatment, and this is the construction drawings which I took from the Google. And these are some case study which I'm done from the same 9 to same 10 for the study purposes. And this is a comparative analysis where I took the four case studies and the compare and finalize the inference, and this inference I'm using in my design. Now talking about the site and the concept, where the my site is located in Indore. Why? Because the Indore is the 14th largest city in India, and the most and the commercial capital of the Madhya Pradesh, and the big city in the Madhya Pradesh state, and the half of population is the young generation, and the commercial in Indore, the 74% increasing in the commercial industry, and the literacy rate also increases from the 64 to the 80%. And talking about the history and architecture, where the Indore has the influence of the Maratha, Rajasthani, and the Mughal in peoples, Mughal kings influence. That's why we can see the structure. We can see the architecture element of these three uh, influencer. or three kings. This is a super corridor. Basically, Indore is a readily increasing year by year. And talking about the microclimate, where the Indore come under the hot and dry climatic zone and composite climatic zone. And the soil type is basically the medium black soil, which is useful for the vegetation. And this is the bioclimatical chart, which I am drawn from the comparing by the temperature and humidity. Now talking about the super corridor, basically it's a 12-kilometer long road with the 75-meter wide road. In the this super corridor, there are multiple projects like a metro station, TCS, regional parks, medical hubs, Infosys, and the sport complex, and all commercial and industrial and with the residential areas. Now talking about the near of the site surrounding, where at the left side of the site is the proposed five-star hotel, and this is at the next to that the my site, and at the upper side there is a medical hub, and the right side the TCS, which is designed by the Somya Bindra architects, and next to that the Infosys. Connectivity, basically the site is connected to the airport by the 9 kilometer and the 12 kilometer away from the railway station, and the site is connected to the metro station and the bus stop, which is known as the TCS bus stop and TCS metro station, and connecting to the super corridor, which is a 75-meter wide. And at the right side this is a medical hub, that's why it's connected to the medical hub area. At the next slide, I'm explaining the sun path and the air ventilation direction, where the 46% ventilation is from the west side and the annually, and the 10% 15% from the east side in the winter. And in this slide I'm explaining the where the SWOT analysis, where the strength of the site is it's basically site come under the developing zone, and all required facility are available next to the site. And again the site is located at the outskirts of the Indore city, where the weaknesses are the basically the site are come under the noisy zone in the future, and the site has an uneven surface, and the site is divided into three different plots, with the opportunity to providing international facility and amenity to super corridor area. And threats are the in the future the site is come under the very noisy and the busy zone as well, so it's might be disturbed to the convention exhibition area. Now talking about the existing vegetation, where the at the southern side of the site is uh, plotted for the existing vegetation, where the 37,000 square meter area come under the green zone area, where the total 400 500 trees are located. That's why we can't build anything at that plot. Now it's a concept, where my concept is a form follow function and the climate by providing thematic spaces. Firstly, thematic spaces are the spaces which are placed in between the two important things. Basically, it's a terraces, courtyard, and pavilion. As an example, it's a ghat between the river and the city. Basically, it's a provide the openness, emptiness, or breathing spaces. Basically this as an example, it's used for the community interaction, social meetups, breathing spaces for like that. And in the in my case study, in my design I'm using these spaces as you see in the right in the sketches. Now the form follow function, basically I'm dividing my site in the three zones, where the by the functionality and the activities, where the at the left side I'm divide the startup zone, and at the right side allied zone, and the bottom at the is a convention zone, and at the center I'm providing the thematic space as a central courtyard. And the next slide is the climate form follow climate, where at the southern side I'm providing the big huge blocks of blocks no sorry. On the basis of the on the basis of the zoning schematic zoning, I draw the bubble diagram and the site zoning, and these are the internal bubble diagram of the convention and the startup zone. And this is the concept second concept, which where I'm following my climate, where I'm using as a cube as a space, and providing at the big huge cubes at the southern side to provide the maximum shadow at the central courtyard part, where the where the where maximum shadow come on the central courtyard, and it will be decrease the temperature at the central courtyard part. And as I said, the 46% of ventilation at the southern side. So I'm using here venturi and the funnel effect, where startup zone, I lift that the first floor and create a funnel to pass the air ventilation through this funnel, and providing a water body to create to convert the hot air into cooler air. Now coming on the drawings, where the starting with the site plan, where the site is connected to through three major roads. First road is a super corridor, which is 75-meter wide at the front side, and the other two side are connected to the service road, which is 30-meter wide, providing the two main entry and two main exit, and with the one service entry. At the upper side is the main entrance over here, and here is the drop off area. Basically site is divided into three parts. The first is the startup zone, allied zone, and the convention zone. And at the left side it's a green zone area, which where I can't build or build any superstructure at this plot. At the center is the central courtyard, and at the right side is the open amphitheater area. And at the bottom is the main VIP entry and exit, and this is service entry. And the site area is 71,000 square meter, and the built up area is the 22,000 square meter area. Now the starting with the first zone is the convention zone, where this is the convention zone. This is the main drop off area, and the user can walk over from here, and it will become at this point, which is this is the main entrance, which is a 20-meter wide, which is 8-meter wide with the 20-meter wide with the 8-meter huge gate at this side and this side. And at the entry it will be experiencing the huge double heighted central atrium. Basically I'm dividing this convention zone in two parts. The first is at the right side is for the exhibition and the pre-function waiting area with the cafeteria block, and at the left side this is auditorium with the banquet hall and the seminar with the toilet block individually, and providing the AHU room by the left side and the right side, and in each and every block where they require. And the basically exhibition hall is connected to the external step plaza area. And at the first floor I'm providing again same is the left side the auditorium hall with the small convention hall with the capacity of the 900 people, and next to that this is a administration block with the convention room. And at the right side is the terrace sitting or terrace balcony area over here with the double heighted area over here. And this is the cafeteria above the cafeteria block and the toilet block with the multi-purpose room or convention room. This is the main convention room with the capacity of the 2500 to 3000 with the breakouts rooms which are required for some convention or conferences. Now coming on the startup zone, where at the ground floor I am providing the casual sitting or open sitting area where the people can sit, work, enjoy, eat. Multi-purpose activity, multi-use for multi-activity can happen at the same time, and this is open for the all. And basically this is at the ground floor this is a wall-less structure only. They are providing the column only. And at the first floor I'm providing the reception area with the waiting area and the admission block at the left, and the cafeteria block for the everyone, and some meeting and conference room at the first floor. And coming on the second and third floor, basically it's office areas or startups where the people can buy or subscribe the rooms for the some period of time. Basically the subscription time of part of the working part. Now coming on the allied zone, where at the ground floor this is basically future expansion building, which is a tertiary building, where at the ground floor I'm providing only dining area with the kitchen blocks and the kitchen and shops area, and at the first floor provide only indoor games area and the multiple shops. Coming at the basement, basically I'm basement divided into the fourth part, the red and the yellow and blue and green, where each and every zone providing the individual plenum, exhaust and AC plant room, where the total basement area is a 32,000 square meter area, and the total four-wheeler parking is a 500, and two-wheeler is a 1,000 two-wheeler parking with the ambulance parking at the provided at the ground floor only. Now coming on to services, where is the water supply and drainage, where providing a 3 UGT for the three different buildings, because the distance between the two UGT are more than 100 meter. That's why I'm providing individual UGT for individual buildings, and this is the detail of the UGT. At the second is the calculation of the underground water tank and the STP calculation, where I'm providing the IC chamber each and every building, and this startup and convention building connected the IC chamber to the STP, and the third zone is a allied building which is connected to the municipal drain, because it's far from the main STP, and basically it's a future expansion building. So in the for the thinking of the future, that's why I'm connected to directly municipal drain. Coming on the electrical layout, where I'm providing the electrical substation, feeder pillar, and different meter room in the structure, and the different type of wall lights, connection, landscape bollards and pathway lights, and the street pole lights, and the waterproof LED light as well. And the electrical substation provided at the existing, where it's existing, exactly existing, and the feeder pillar provided at the 45-meter distance to center distance, and meter room at the in the structure, each and every structure. Basically this is the calculation, the annual calculation of the electrical consumption by the structure, where the and divided into the daily use of the consumption, where the structure my using basically my structure is using 650 to 1200 kilowatt electrical consume. For that requirement of the panel are 325 solar panel which are required for the electrical consumption. Coming at the third service sheet, which is a fire hydrant layout. Basically the fire hydrant layout coming from the connected to the rainwater harvesting tank. This is the calculation for the same, and providing for fire hydrant at a 45-meter center to center distance. Coming at the mechanical ventilation layout at the basement, where the basement is divided 4 zone. Each and every zone has a plenum and exhaust zone, which is varies from the 65-meter to 125 square meter with respect to the zones areas. And the blue one is a supply pipe, and the red one is the extract pipe, and this is the detail of the sectional detail of the duct at the right. Next is the air conditioning layout, where the air conditioning layout at the ground basement and at the first and second floor, providing at the AHU at the other floors. And the blue one is a supply duct, and the red one is a return duct, which is 450 mm in diameter, or 450 by 450 distance. This is a sprinkler layout which I am providing on the basement, which is required on the basement and connected to the main duct at the every each and every zone. And basically this duct is a go through the first and second floor for the toilet block as well, and the fire duct as well. And the provider the I'm providing the emergency lighting layout, where the light are provided at the driveway path area, which is a basically sensor light. Basically structure has happen working on the daytime and afternoon time, but sometime it's working at the evening or night time. That time it will be usable. Now coming at the section at AA, which is a vertically cutted the plan. As you can see in the section, is that the left side is the central courtyard pad with the basement parking. At the right, this is the main entrance with the central atrium, which is double heighted, which is varies from the 4.5 meter to the 19.5 meter. And at the right, this is back entrance with the open balcony above that. And about that, this is a detail sectional detail. So these are the details of the space frame, where I'm showing the connection between the RCC column to steel beams with the space frame. This is the detail of the steel column to the space frame. This is a module I'm using here, and this is a space frame detail, and this is a module I'm using to connect in the RCC column to the steel beams. This is a plan for the same. Coming at the section at BB, which is a cutting the plan at the diagonally, where this cutting at the left side of the auditorium block with the basement area, and at the right the center atrium with the hydraulic lift and lift area, and at the side the seminar hall, and the next is the open balcony elevation and the other elevations. Above that, the detail section at A dash, where I'm showing the basement detail, with the providing the external wall has providing with the window or opening, which is a openable window for the ventilation and the light purpose, and these are the details as for the same. Coming at the section CC, which is cutting again the diagonally by the exhibition hall and the multi-purpose hall. At the at the left side is back entrance with the open balcony area, and at the right next to that this is central atrium part, and the next to that the basement parking and the multi-purpose hall, which is the 15-meter in height, and the base and the at the ground floor they providing with the exhibition hall, which is connected to at the right side the step plaza area. Above that, the section at detail section at B dash, where show the facade treatment on the first floor, which is I'm using the for jali detail on the facade, which allow the only light. This is basically the facade treatment, which is a tetrahedral shape, which is come out and in the shape, as you can see the isometric view on the plan and elevations as well. Coming at the section DD, which is again cut the diagonally way, but in the convention zone, sorry, in a startup zone. Again at the left side is a multi-purpose hall with the exhibition area, and the right side is main entrance and the central courtyard area. Above that section at DC dash, again show the connection between the RCC column to the steel column with the space frame and the skylight. Okay, as I'm following the regional architecture, the local architecture, basically the that's why I'm providing this jali detail, where the jali's module is show the represent the detail of the Mughal architecture, which allow only light some spaces, but in some spaces allow both light and the ventilation as well. Coming at the section at the EE, which is a cut the diagonal way for the startup zone. Okay, at the left side is again at the ground floor, this is a casual opening area, open sitting area or casual sitting area, and at the first floor is the central atrium with the reception area, with the and the second and third floor the working area, with the at the right side is the open terrace area, which is a transition space for the workers and the startups, business person and the local businesses, where they again they provided the thematic space where they can meet and gather and some talks between them. For the construction, I'm using the composite type of construction, which is the RCC and the steel structure, where the external columns are 1 meter by 1 meter in diameter and the dimension, and internal columns are 750 by 750 in dimension, and the external walls are 200 and the internal wall is 100 and the slab thickness is 150 thick. Now coming at the section at AFF, which is a cut again the diagonal way, but in the in other side, again for the startup zone. At the left side the staircase block, which is a show the different levels and heights, internal heights, and at the ground floor again the open sitting area and open working area, and the ground floor the reception and the cafeteria block, and the second and the third floor with the toilet block. As showing the detail at the E dash, where I'm showing the detail of the skylight, which is allow only light at the for the central part, and avoiding the air and the water, and it's removing the hot air from the skylight at the angle level over here. Now talking about details, which are these are the details to beam to column connection, where the at the left side is the connection between the column to the beams, which I'm using the steel beams, which is the ISWB 600 and the ISWB 900, which are the fabricated steel beams at the ISWB 900s, and these are the plans. And at the right side the beam to beam connection, which is a connection of the primary external beam connection to the internal beam connection, and these are the detail of the internal to internal beam connection. These are the plans for the same. And for the connection between the beam to the slab, which is I'm using the lateral supported connection, where it's help to carry the maximum load as a lateral unsupported beam, and these are the isometric for the same. Now coming at the elevation, side section elevation at GG, which is cutting the horizontal side, which is show the front elevation of the main convention primary structure, where I'm using that the monolithic concrete at the for facade, and the composite basalt fiber at the first floor facade treatment, and the terracotta jali for the jali details, and a polycarbonate translucent material for the skylight, which allow only diffuse sunlight and not air and water. Coming at the section elevation at HH, which is a cutting diagonally the site, which show the startup buildings, the secondary building and the convention building, where I'm showing where I'm using the GRC and GFRC cladding panel for the first floor jali details, which allow only light, not air and ventilation, for the air conditioner, centralized air conditioner inside the structure, and the some sandwich composite roofing for the panel, which is a diffuse, which are not absorb the heat, which are the reflect the heat and the light, and which and the RCC column and the red sandstone for the landscape area. Now talking about the inside and outside spaces, where this is a central atrium is basically this is as used as a thematic spaces, which is a connected or the breathing space or open spaces, which is provide the for the user, where they gather, they meet and the community interaction. And the height between the height is vary from the 4.5 meter to 19.5 meter. These are the six sketches and the views of the same. Second is the waiting area and the pre-functional area. Again, I'm provide as the thematic spaces with the large opening. Basically, this opening is provided at the jali detail, but only allow the light only, not allow the air, by the providing the glass inside from the inside. And these are the sketches and the views. Third is the cafeteria block. Again, I'm providing the large opening over here, and the height is vary from the 4.5 meter to 5 meter, and the capacity of the cafeteria is 150 peoples. Coming at the auditorium block, where I'm providing the auditorium for the 900 people. By the calculation, at the left there is a right wing and the left wing with the 288 seats, and at the middle wing providing 330 seats. Basically the and for the handicap people providing the first row sitting area. And these are the sketches and the view for the same, and the providing the acoustic at the walls for reverberation time. At the left side, I'm providing the reverberation calculation by using the Sabian's formula, and the result of this formula, this solution is a 2.033 second, which is the acceptable range. And this is the some sketches and the section and the views for the same. Now coming at the exhibition hall, again I'm providing the large opening, and for the connecting the inside to the outside, for act as the thematic spaces. And for the planning, I'm providing three exhibition halls, but I'm merged but different, providing three different exhibition hall. And for connection, there are lots of negative spaces going. That's why I merge all three exhibition hall and make one individual exhibition hall. If they in the future, if they want to divide, they will divide by the partition, by using the partitions from the inside. And the total area is a 3,500 square meter area, and it's connected to the external state plaza area as well. Now coming at the seminar hall, basically in the seminar hall, the typical seminar hall by the providing, and for the diffuse sunlight or daylight, providing the small window on the right side, on above or the right side, which is allow only the diffuse sunlight, not air and rain. Coming at the convention and multi-purpose hall, these are some sketches and these are some views. Basically the internal height of the multi-purpose hall, which is 14 to 15 meters, it varies from 14 to 15 meter, because of the dimension of the multi-purpose convention hall is varies, which are very big, as a 45 to 55 to 60 meters. That's why is required, the volume is too much huge. And this the facade treatment, I'm using the GRC and GFRC panel jali details, which are allow only light from the two sides. And these are the these are the views of the casual sitting zone, or the open sitting area, where the people can sit, enjoy, and the meet up and meeting different activity have can uh, they can use for the different activities as well. Basically this space act as a thematic space as well. As you can in the landscape plan at the left side, this is a startup zone where this is plan of the same casual sitting area. At the right is a drop off area with the basement parking over here. It will be car will be go from this direction to the inside of the structure. Now this is a drop off area where people and the user can drop over here by the public transport or private transport. And the if this is from public transport, it will be go out from this direction. If the private, it will be go in the basement only. There are total six ramps, where three ramps for the entry and three are for exit, which is 6 meter wide two-way ramps. Okay. And this is central coated with the central pathway area, and at the providing at the center with the water bodies and the garden area with the skylights in between them. Is act as a landscape element, but it used for the sunlight and diffuse sunlight area for the basement purpose. And this is at the right side is the allied building and the convention building over here, and at the right side is the step plaza and the open amphitheater, using by for both are for the same purpose. Now this is a civil layout for the same landscape plan. Coming at the landscape views, where these are some sketches of the initial sketches which are using for the for the purpose, say for the same purpose for the landscaping. This is central pathway over area over here, with the with the water canal at the center, and this is a drop off area with the where the people can drop and come on the at the central courtyard area, which is lifted to the 1 meter 1 meter height. These are the detail of the skylights, which show in the central courtyard area with for the as a landscape element, and using at the basement for the daylight purpose also. And this is a big entrance with the water bodies and water canals for the requirement of the passive strategy for the cool air will using for the cooling the air at the central courtyard area. This is the step plaza and open amphitheater area where the multiple activity happen at the same at this place, where the people can enjoy, and the different multi type of activity will be enjoy at the same time. These are the landscape detail where I'm showing the waterproofing detail of the sandwich detail, where at the right side, as you can see, this is the section of the basement with the cutting at the ground floor. This is a water body, that's why the water will not be leak and harm to the basement area. That's why I'm providing the waterproofing sandwich detail over here. And these are the details of the water canals, skylights, and the sitting area at the left, and at the right side the water canal detail with the waterproofing details. These are some views of the central courtyard, which is connected to the drop off area to the central path to the main convention zone with the primary zone, and the water body and the sitting area over here at the central path area. Again the same view in different angle. We show the front elevation of the convention building and the first facade of the zone building. Okay, these are the views from the different angle from the different location. Now this is wastewater management, where I'm using the 3R, where the reduce, reuse, and recycle, where I'm using the reducing the water, where at the urinals there are 4 to 5 liter water required for the at a one time, and that's why I'm using the zero door name the zero door machine for the in urinals, where it's a waterless machine which is not require the water in the urinals, but water require only for the cleaning purpose, and the recycle and the reuse in by using the by providing the STP and the rainwater harvesting tank. Next, the waste management, where I'm finding the what type of waste is producing at what zone, and using again I'm using here the 3 R's, where I'm reusing the waste as a recycling process for the composting and vermicomposting, providing in the green zone area, and the biogas plant in the green zone area again. And these are the container I'm providing in the my on my site. Thank you. That's it for the my architectural thesis 2023. I hope this it will be help for you for the your thesis presentation and the jury presentation. This video is for the only reference purpose. So thank you.